Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the lesson 7. Today, Friday, we are going to start the lesson 7. This lesson is the last lesson with classwork, right? We are not going to make more classwork. This is the last lesson with classwork. The next class is going to be online, and then the other class, the lesson 8, is not going to bring more classwork. So, let's start the class. The topic of today is very important and it's about the rubber. The rubber is a material that is in everywhere, right? We can find it in for example, the sandals that you use to walk, right? Or for example, the gloves, the balls that you use for play basketball or football are made of rubber. This is an important material that we are going to study this class. How can we make rubber? The process is in one video that I'm going to put in here. How the scientists who invent the rubber, and how is the process. I'm going to show you other video. How is the process, the procedure to make and convert this is important liquid that came from the trees, and then the people convert with other substances, convert in rubber, right? Let's go. Lesson 7. The topic is a sticky situation, and the question is who made rubber that useful material that it is today, right? Who made the rubber? This is the first question that the book in the lesson 7 asks for, and is if you look around, you can probably spot at least a few things that are made of rubber. For example, a ball, a button of your sneakers or tennis, right? Or shoes, the wheels of a car, without the package of work of Charles Goodyear. Charles Goodyear, none of them would have been possible. He invented the rubber. He was one of the inventors that made the rubber. Let's go. We're going to continue. Rubber begins as a sticky sap, as the sticky sap of a tropical tree in the early 18th, right? People thought that this waterproof material was the wave of the future. They were eager to use things made of rubber. It was not long, though, before they realized that rubber was not as useful as it first seemed. When it got cold, not rubber froze and became brittle, right? When it was hot, rubber melted and turned into a gold mess. Suddenly, no one wanted to use rubber products anymore. So we're going to see, if you read, the reading said that it's a process. The rubber, he was Charles Goodyear, right? We may call him a scientist that discovered something important in is the look, the rubber. This is the real rubber, right, that we use for everything. If you don't know, this is the sticky sap that we found in some trees. From there, these tropical trees give us this liquid. From there comes the rubber, right? Look, I think you know. Have you seen that? Yeah, you maybe in Valle de Angeles you can see it. This is other example with the things that we can make. Wow! Oh my God! So we have wheels a lot, right? With the things that we can find with wheels, with rubber. For example, this, right? This. Maybe when you were a baby, you remember, right? This in the bathroom, the bowl. So we have a lot of things with rubber that maybe we don't know the story. So today we're going to see it. So Charles Goodyear was fascinated with rubber. He was sure that there was a way to make it stable and easy to use. He began to work with the rubber gum. kneading it and rolling it out. He experimented with it by adding different materials. He thought that he might be able to add a powder to the rubber that will keep it from getting so sticky in the heat. The first type of powder he had was the cold magnesia, and he made shoes from this rubber, but they melt. Goodyear need to try something else. The next time, he decided to experiment with magnesia and something called quicklime. He boiled the mixture and got a slightly better result. However, he found that when his rubber touched even mild acid, like lemon juice or vinegar, it was green. So if you see this reading talk about the process with the rubber, and he started using different materials or different substances. When he mixed this, he said that he was testing, and the idea was to make like a product solid and nice or sticky to work and create like shapes or things for him. So the other part said other important thing is the different materials. He thought I already read this, right? Sorry. The next time I already did this one. Other might have given up, but Goodyear knew he could find a solution to the problem. So he had acid, nitric acid, and found that the rubber seemed smoother, right, and drier. Oh, that nitric acid is a chemical, right? He was sure that he has made a better product. Sadly, he was wrong. The mailbags he made of his new rubber melt in the heat. So if you see, he did this final combination, and until he finished, he found, if you see, the most famous product with the name Rover. And for me, for you, it's something very normal, and you can say, Rover. But when he invents it, something that you have to learn is that the first invention, right, is not easy. It's a process. It's a long process. But actually, just you see it, and for you, it's something normal, right? For example, the cell phone. You say, cell phone, easy. But the process to make this was difficult, and a lot of people was involved in these products or projects. So the final part of the reading said this: after years of work, Goodyear learned that sulfur might help dry out the rubber. So he made a mixture and kept on experimenting with it. So one day, a piece of it accidentally dropped onto a hot stove top. Instead of melting, it turned to and literally when the mixture of rubber gum and sulfur was heated at a high temperature, it became stable. Oh, Goodyear had finally found a solution. Can you imagine? The rubber start with one accident. So one of the part of one substance get into the other and then start this product. Like an accident, right? In the laboratory, create the rubber. Is fantastic, right? So let's go to the classwork and finish this video. Okay, classwork. The first question of the classwork said we have some questions, so you have to answer the first. Circle the letter of the best answers to each question below. So the question 1, which of the following could have been on of Goodyear hypothesis? What will make rubber a more stable product? Adding sulfur to rubber will make the rubber stable. Why is not or why isn't rubber stable at high or low temperatures? And the last question, the last option is rubber comes from the sap of a tree in Brazil. So you're going to select which one of the following have been one of the Goodyear's hypotheses. So, hypothesis, right? By adding powder to rubber gum, Goodyear hoped that he could use rubber as a sort of cement, so he could show that rubber was not a useful product, and the rubber will freeze more easily. So, and the last one is the rubber will become less sticky. So, which one of these is the result of the adding powder to rubber gum? So, in the last one, rubber that is stable does, number one, does not easily melt or freeze. Number two, will melt on a hot summer day. And the last one is will freeze some temperature below 32 Fahrenheit. And the last one, this is the last one, right? So you're going to choose which one. The last one I can't read it because I have a line in here. So you're going to read it, right? And then you're going to answer your favorite. So the last four questions. Write your answer on the lines below. What problem did Goodyear discover solve? You're going to answer. Number two, why was patience an important quality for Goodyear to have as a scientist? And the other is, what happened when one of Goodyear's early mixtures came in contact with an acid? And the last one is, why are experiments a good choice for Goodyear scientific investigation? Right? These are the first questions with the other selections that you have to do for that classwork 7. This is the last classwork, and prepare because Mr. Marvin is going to give you a list the next week of the lessons that you're going to study for the exam and that you should study now and start practicing with the answers. Okay, love you so much. See you the next week. Have a nice weekend. Bye.